welcome to this edition of A Closer Look. Today we're going to be taking a closer look at the Chesapeake Crime Line. Joining me today is Phyllis Allgood, Crime Line Chairman, and Master Police Officer Leo Kaczynski, Crime Line Coordinator. Welcome both.
Thank you.
So what is the Crime Line and how does the program work?
The Crime Line is a program, it's nonprofit, it's nationwide, and in our area, it is a way for citizens to anonymously report information on crimes that they know of going on in their community. It's pretty easy. The way to do it is you can anonymously either call a number, 1-888-LOCK-YOU-UP, or you could submit tips either online through p3tips.com, or we actually have a smartphone app, P3 Tips, in your smartphone app store. And then very basically, if you know about a crime that is going on, a wanted person, you can anonymously report them either through these apps, website, or over the phone.
Okay, and there is a reward, which brings me to the Crime Line Board. Phyllis, tell us a little bit about the board. And full disclosure, I'm actually on the board myself as a citizen.
That's true.
So
one of our new members.
Yes, I'm a new member. So we meet monthly, more or less. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, we meet on the third Tuesday of the month, and we usually meet at Town Bank on Mount Pleasant. We do have an alternate at police headquarters that we can use if we can't get to the bank. But our main purpose is to raise money to pay for the awards that we give to the criminals, to the person who has called in on the tip line. Also, we have
fundraisers, and we recently had the Top Cop. Tell us a little bit about that.
All right, Top Cop represents all of the Tidewater area, including Southampton, Isle of Wight, Smithfield, all out there. And each different police department or state police put in a nominee that they think deserves to be a top cop in their division, and then they have the option to either put that person or another person in the top cop for the whole division.
And that's basically a way to raise funds as well. And I know we had our own top cop this year was Officer Lawrence.
Yep.
And Chief Selesky was there to help present that award to them. So that's a great way to raise funds. Tell us about an upcoming event.
Well, we have the main thing we've got right now is Turkeys for Tickets that is sponsored by the Jubilee. They raise funds to buy the turkeys, and then anything that's left over from them purchasing the turkeys, they donate to the Chesapeake Crime Line as their help to keep us going, to pay for the phone lines and to pay for the awards that we give to people who have called in on the tip line.
So basically, if someone leaves a tip, they don't have to report their name or anything, and it leads to an arrest, they can receive an award based on specific criteria?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. But a lot of it depends on the type of crime, how many persons are arrested, the number of charges. There's like a matrix that kind of adds up the award, the amount of award money, up to $1,000. You know, for the more serious crimes, you know, higher rewards. If you call in on the phone, the person taking the tip will not ask you any of that personal information, and they will give you a tip number. And then the tipster can call back in a month or two, reference that tip number, and if the tip led to an arrest, they'll be told where and how to go about receiving their reward money. If the tipster does it on the P3 app or on the website, through the P3 website, there's actually, the coordinator, myself, can communicate with them via text message to kind of tell them kind of what's going on. They can add additional information to the tip, or if it leads to an arrest, I can let them know through there to kind of go out how to do that.
And then the Crime Line, if everything pans out, can pay them basically
Correct.
for
Usually
their information.
Once I receive a tip that goes to, I believe, for a reward, I will submit a form to the Crime Line Board at the monthly meetings and submit it for their approval.
So and then he gives it to us.
Right.
And then as a board, then we go over what he is using for the to put that amount of money with that tip, and then we either approve it or say, wait a minute, we might think about that one another time. But I'd say 9 out of 10. I don't think since I've been on the board we've ever declined any of them.
So it's a system that works.
It works.
So I want to talk a little
years.
bit about how people find out about these crimes. Like I mean, I know we have a Facebook page, a new Facebook page. So we
new
want people
Facebook
to
page.
go on and follow our new Facebook page.
Yep.
Can you talk a little bit about that and some other ways that people may find out what crimes are unsolved that they
Yeah,
may
so-
have information
yeah,
about?
on the Facebook page, then all you have to do is just follow the link on the Facebook page to tell you where to go to. If you go through there and see somebody that we're looking for,
Mm-hmm.
that Leo's looking for, then you can go. You follow the directions. You go to the either 188 Lock You Up or the P3 Tip or the 3P app, either one, and then you put in your information. We also have PayPal. So if you just, if you don't have a tip, but you
Want to make a
to help
donation,
us,
right?
we have a PayPal account now, so you can
Access that through
by phone.
and it's tax deductible.
Tax deductible
So-
because we're a nonprofit.
Right. So this is just a great organization.
great
If you have an
organization.
interest in maybe even being on the board,
Yes.
you can reach out as well through
Yep,
some of those
through
means.
the tip, through Facebook, or just go to ChesapeakeCrimeLine.com.
.org, yeah.
.org.
So
And get in touch with us that way.
So if you're not, maybe you want to look at other means like the website. Can you talk about the city website and where some of these crimes might be?
Correct. On our city website, if you look up the police department under the city website, we have both our cold case videos through Cold Case Homicide, and then there's also a link in there that shows any unsolved crimes.
Unsolved crimes. So there's lots of ways for people to help their community by getting some of these criminals off the streets and getting a reward potentially in the process.
Yes,
So,
definitely.
so it's a great organization is one of the reasons I wanted to join. I definitely have an interest in it, and I feel like if someone is interested in joining, they want to give back to their community, that's one way to do it. There's also, if you want to make a donation, they're accepted, and we
definitely.
mentioned that. Anything else that you can think of that we want to talk
If
about?
someone wants to join, all they have to do is just follow the information on there. We'll get them an application. There is also attached, they will have to do a criminal background check,
Right,
which we
okay.
do at no charge to the person that's applying. It takes about a month. We give them the application, then at the next meeting, we go over it and then give it to Leo, and he runs the background check. And then at our next meeting, we either vote to accept or
Okay.
give them the information of why we cannot accept their application.
All right, well, great.
And we're very open-minded and very community-oriented, and we would like to have a lot more people on the board to help us with this, because the fundraising is our main
Right, and I was going
thing.
to also mention you're very active, like at the Sheriff's Senior
Citizen
Seminar as
Seminar.
well, and a lot of different things. So I want to thank you both for joining me today and talking about Chesapeake Crime Line,
Thank you.
and great organization, and I'm glad to be a part of it.
Well, thank
Thank
you.
you.
We appreciate you having us.
And thank you for joining us on A Closer Look. We'll see you next time.